What's on, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Ross, I like games, and today I've got some great news to tell you about that new starter set, that Megatron versus Bumblebee, or I think it's actually called Bumblebee versus Megatron starter set, which is going to be coming out in May from the lovely folks over at the Transformers trading card game. You see, yesterday they went and dropped this image in our lap, and they were like, yo, this is coming. Of course, the lovely folks at TFW already told us this was a real thing, and they showed us the wind blade, and we could make some sensible deductions from that. But now, ladies and gentlemen, we know a little bit more, and we can make some even better deductions. So, settle down, grab yourselves a nice cold beverage, and let's talk about what we know, what we think we know, and what we frankly do not know. So, this is coming out in May, that has been confirmed. And it is a two-player starter set, which looks suspiciously like the previous two-player starter set. The big difference, of course, is that that one was all Autobots, whereas this one is Autobots and Decepticons. Now, the fact that it is a two-player starter set is actually extremely important, because it means that it is designed to be split in half and played by two players. So you will have a 40-card deck. That is the minimum you can have in Transformers. You can have more, but, I mean, nobody ever really does. It's possible, but it generally clunks up your deck a bit. And then we've got 4 characters. So it will be designed to split in half and be played as two 20-card decks. Does it say this on the front? No. Have we been officially told this? No. But it's called a two-player starter set, and we've had a two-player starter set, and that was designed to be split in half and treated as two 20-card decks with 2 characters each. Look, it's going to be split in half, ladies and gentlemen. It is definitely going to be split in half and played by 2 people. And I think we need to start our look at this by going, if you're a hyper-competitive player, this might not be for you. And that's okay. Now, there were some, I'm going to call them misguided comments over on the Facebook group, the official Facebook group, when this was revealed, and Transformers popped a comment down and they said this. Hi everyone, I'd like to reiterate that this product is a starter set. It is specifically geared towards players who have not played the game before and or do not already have Transformers TCG product to learn and build with. Therefore, it contains some familiar faces. We understand these characters have been seen quite a bit by experienced players, and while we know that veteran players and collectors may also give the starter cards a try, this product is aimed more towards a player looking for a clear, approachable way into the game. We put a lot of effort into exploring the deep bench of Transformers characters in our booster sets and other products, but the starters have a distinctly different focus. Everyone has to get into a game for the first time, so we hope that as players who were once new to a game yourselves, you can appreciate our intentions with this set. So we'll look at the character cards in a moment. There are 4 of them. They are unique. When I say unique, I don't mean we've never seen a Bumblebee before, because goodness gracious, we have seen a Bumblebee before. I mean that these particular cards, with their particular stats and skills, have not been seen before. The battle cards, however, have. It was confirmed in the comment section by the lovely folks over at Transformers TCG HQ. I assume that's what they call their building. This only contains battle cards which can be found in the main booster set. These battle cards are not unique. I assume there's 40. It doesn't actually say that there are 40, but we assume that there are 40, and none of these are unique. So essentially, if you're an experienced player, the question is extremely simple. Do you want a cool new starter set to use to teach people who don't play how to play the game? If the answer is yes, you buy this. If the answer is no, do you want to have these 4 unique character cards? If the answer is yes, you buy the set. If the answer is no, maybe you don't. Now compare this with the Devastator deck, which includes 5 exclusive battle cards and Devastator as a set of characters. Is that the right way to put it? And one of the cards we're getting in Devastator is Work Overtime. Work Overtime is a phenomenal card, which is going to become a staple in a huge amount of decks. Lets you draw until you've got 4 cards in hand. In this game, it's great. And frankly, if you are even remotely interested in the Transformers TCG, even if you don't want to play Devastator, and you might, but even if you don't, you kind of need to buy that deck for Work Overtime. It's all down to the characters. And look, in the first starter set, we got 4 characters. And alright, Ironhide was a vanilla character which hasn't seen a huge amount of play. And Red Alert was a vanilla character which hasn't seen a huge amount of play. But the 6-star Bumblebee has seen a little bit of play. It's got decent stats, it's a leader, it's a melee character. It gives your characters Pierce 1 when you flip it into alt mode. And the Optimus Prime has actually seen a little bit of play, because again, it's a nice cheap character. It's only a 7 cost. It lets you draw a card when you flip it into alt mode. It's got all right stats. It's a leader and all of that. So I've seen a bunch of decks with the Optimus and the Bumblebee in. And my theory on this is always that you should get these just in case. Now, the only character we've actually had revealed so far is Windblade. We had a look at Windblade. I'll pop a link to that video in the description. We'll have a quick reminder at the end very quickly. The other characters, you should probably be expecting Bumblebee and Megatron. It's called the Bumblebee vs. Megatron starter set. Kind of gives it away. And then Starscream. And I know some people have gone, oh, we've had Starscream before. Yes. Yes, we have. In fact, other than Windblade, we've seen these characters loads. I mean, look, Bumblebee, we had the common Bumblebee in the set, Courageous Scout. We had the secret rare Bumblebee, Legendary Warrior. We then had the Bumblebee from the starter set. Then we got Trusted Lieutenant in Wave 2. And there's that weird Chinese language promo Bumblebee, meaning that this will actually be Bumblebee number 6. Okay. Here's the thing, right? There was a really popular movie out last year. It was the Bumblebee movie. They're really pushing this character. Megatron, we had common Megatron, which was Decepticon leader in Wave 1. We had rare Megatron, living weapon in Wave 1. We had common Megatron, arrogant ruler in Wave 2. I was lucky enough to reveal him. Yay! So this is Megatron number 4. And then Starscream, we had Air Commander and Scheming Second in Command back in Wave 1. And then we had the secret rare Starscream in Wave 2, which, according to the folks over on the Facebook group, early testing and theorying has led us to believe that this is one of the, if not the best character in Wave 2. People have got a lot of love for this. Do we need a 4th Starscream? Arguably not, but does it matter? We want popular characters. Honestly, I'm a little bit surprised Windblade's in this, because Bumblebee, Starscream, and Megatron are well popular characters. I'd be expecting someone like Optimus Prime or Hot Rod to fill out the 4th slot, not Windblade. Now, we don't know very much about these characters, but we do know a little bit. We can deduce a couple of things. So Bumblebee here, we can see some of the stats, at least some of the stats. We know that it has got, or he has got, a health of 9. We know that he's got, in bot mode, an attack of 3 and a defense of 1, which is lower than average, but please do remember, these 4 characters combined are going to be 25 stars. Some people are suggesting it might be lower and they're going to put star cards in. I don't think this is going to happen. I think we're looking at 25 stars between the 4 of them. And so we expect fairly bad stats, because these are going to be averaging 6, and maybe one of them's a 7. And in bot mode, it's got bold 1, which is fine. Incidentally, that is the opposite of the other starter set Bumblebee, which had tough 1. And also, the other Bumblebee had pretty decent stats. So this might even be a 5-cost Bumblebee, given that it's not a leader and the other one was. And it's got the same health, but then it's got lower attack and lower defense. So, honestly, I'd be looking at this to be a 5-cost Bumblebee, which is a very cheap Bumblebee. Starscream, we can see literally nothing. We have no information about Starscream. We can just about make out that it's Starscream. Megatron, on the other hand, we can see that it's a ranged character. We can see that it's got a health of 10, attack of 3, defense of 1 in bot mode, and attack of 2, defense of 2 in alt mode. So again, it's a fairly underpowered character, but again, we should be expecting that. And in bot mode, it is raising the attack. Now, we don't know if it's raising his attack, but generally this tends to be raises the attack of your other characters. So it seems to be when you flip into bot mode, you raise the attack of your other characters. Again, we cannot see this exactly, I could be wrong, but that seems to be what it's saying to me straight off the bat. I am just desperately hoping this is a 5-star Megatron. And the reason is extremely simple. I like Arrogant Ruler. It's a 10 cost. And I like Decepticon Leader. It's a 10 cost. So if this is a 5-cost Megatron, and I don't think it's going to be, if I'm honest with you, if it's a 5-cost Megatron, we can have Treble Megatron. I really hope that this is a 5-star Megatron. And if it's not, hey Transformers peeps, could you please rework it so that it is? Now, in terms of Windblade, I'm not going to go into great detail because, like I said, we've seen this, I've analysed it, I'll pop a link in the description. But essentially, it's a weaker version of Alpha Bravo. It's got worse stats than Alpha Bravo, and it's vanilla in alt mode, and in bot mode, when you flip to this mode, it gets PS2, except Alpha Bravo just has PS3 in bot mode. And it has a nice skill in alt mode, and it's got slightly better stats. Yeah. Plus, they're both 5 costs. And that's the other thing to mention here. With Windblade being a 5 cost, that means that Megatron, Starscream, and Bumblebee are probably 20 stars between them. No guarantee. I know they could put star cards in, I just don't think they're going to. So, with that borne in mind, I don't think we're getting a 5-cost Megatron, although I would absolutely love it if we did. I think it's extremely unlikely, but I would be delighted. In terms of the battle cards, we know that they are all found in the sets, and we know that we're getting sparring gear. It gives you tough too. It's a starter set. It's gonna give you these kind of cards, which gives you these meat and potato things like tough to learn. So there we go, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to be pre-ordering one of these. I want to have one of every character just in case. But if you're super competitive and you don't think these characters are any good and you've already got all the battle cards, don't buy it. No one's going to be mad at you. But for all those people that are actively dissing this and saying bad things about it, come on, people. It's a starter set. It's designed to help people learn the game, and if you don't want to buy it, don't buy it. But I want to know if you're going to buy it. I want to know what you think about it, so let me know in the comment section. Go nuts, but please do remember the rule, ladies and gentlemen. Be nice, would ya? And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, and follow me on Twitter at @TheWassy, where we talk about games. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time. Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching Wassy Plays.